Hello and welcome to Delves In, where we delve into spooky creepypastas and crazy Reddit stories. I am Delv. This is 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐿, and we thank you for checking in with us, and we hope you enjoy your stay. Without further ado, we've got some very interesting stories. In the previously recorded episode, we had a theme of big plant. We had some stories with big plants. This time, we still have a theme. It's a little bit different. It's bird related. We have 3 bird stories.
Can I ask why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was scrolling through trying to find some stories that were like in the 7 to 10 minute reading range, and I just happened to find 2 stories that were about crows, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do a 3rd story about birds too. Just do a theme. I keep getting fucking hair in my mouth. I don't know how.
It spawns in his mouth.
I think she's secretly putting hair in my straw, and every time I take a sip, new hair.
Whose hair is it though?
That hair looked like a Leda hair.
So could it be Leda?
That bitch. It probably is. All right, so we've got, like I said, 3 stories about bird. I think the 3rd one is just about birds in general. The first 2, I'm pretty sure, are about crows.
Okay.
So, I'll read the first one, then you'll read one, and then I'll read the other one. It's funny, I have it like in my mind that we're gonna like do Reddit stories and creepypastas, but I don't think we've done a Reddit story in 4 episodes. We'll have to do a Reddit story in the next episode.
Can I read the first one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, babe. We've got the first story we've got here is I Eat Crows. Came out December 22nd of 2024, so pretty recent, within 5 months old. It is a 7.78 out of 10 from 98 votes, so that's pretty good. 7 stars. It is written by Morning Owl. Written by a bird about birds. The title is I Eat Crows.
I killed my first crow when I was 9.
Off to a heater, just a fucking heater of a start, bro.
I want to say when I was 9.
Oh, where's this going? Chat, time out, time out. Mods, run a poll. Does this get graphic or really sad?
Why are those your only 2 options?
Finish your story, I'll tell you why.
So I would try to like make money around the neighborhood. Yeah, being young. You know, this is where I get my really good work ethic.
Young entrepreneur. Love it.
And I would always like post flyers and like little papers in people's mailboxes to like pet sit, house sit, whatever.
Wow, at 9 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
And there was this really lovely couple like down the street who had an outdoor cat named Gus. And super fucking cute cat. Oh, miss him.
I really feel like I know where this is going.
And and he was indoor outdoor, but you know, I would have to go and like put food out for him, check on him, make sure he's good, you know. So I went one day and he wasn't around, but I was, you know, cleaning the litter box, putting food out, and then he comes in and he's like, "What's up, dude?" I'm like, "Oh my god, Gus!" And then I go to leave, and right on the front porch, like perfectly on the welcome mat, was a dead bird that he had brought in.
He was saying thank you for cleaning my litter box.
I know that now.
Here is
but at the time I was mortified because Gus was just so cute and cuddly, and I was like so horrified that he could do such a thing. So my 9-year-old self, no gloves, no nothing, picked the bird up.
Oh!
In my hands, like exactly like this.
Oh.
And I carried it all the way back home. Walked inside. My mom was screaming at me.
Inside with it?
I'm sobbing. I'm like, "Mom, stop yelling at me. We need to have a proper burial for this bird. Like, it's dead, and I don't know what happened to it, and there's no blood or anything on it. It's dead." And she did help me out. She wasn't, you know, she didn't make me like just throw it outside and forget about it. We did, but she was very much like, "Okay, go put it down, come back in. You're gonna wash your hands for like 5 minutes.
Here's some bleach.
and then we'll put gloves on and go
Yeah, dispose.
take care of the bird.
Dude, W mom.
In that moment, yes.
I want to send her this video.
So I don't know. Just reading that reminded me of like I didn't kill a bird when I was 9. I like
You buried
cried over a bird that I never even saw before. That was just there dead.
Well, my predictions were wrong. What I for sure thought this story was going to be was you accidentally, you were house sitting and it was your job to like watch somebody's pet bird and you accidentally killed it. I thought for sure that's where you were going. Like you were like, oh, I gave their pet bird some rice as a snack, and then it killed it. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Rice as a snack?
Yeah. What?
How dumb do you think I am?
At 9?
Yeah.
Probably a little.
Not as dumb as my sister. I have a lot of pet stories.
Not as dumb as my sister.
We had a betta fish, and my sister came home from college or something and couldn't find the fish food. Guess what she decided to feed it?
Oh my
instead?
god. Oh my god. So many things. Cereal, I'm going to guess.
No.
Not cereal?
Not cereal.
Shit, what can you sprinkle in a fish tank that would kill him? Rice?
No.
Okay, so it's not rice or cereal. It has to be like... Okay, so she's in college, you just said?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's 20. She should know better for sure.
Yes.
If you kill something on accident at 9, fair game, learning moment. At 20, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
What could she pour in there that's like fish food? That isn't a cereal and it's not rice. Oatmeal?
No.
Grits?
No. Go in a different direction.
All right, let me ask you this. Is it food?
Yes.
Okay, so it is a food.
It's a food that humans eat, yes.
Okay, so she probably put like a piece of beef in there, something.
Closer.
Like a cube steak?
In the family.
Hot dog?
Bacon bits.
She put fucking bacon bits in there?
She sprinkled bacon bits in there. Fish died within a couple hours.
Oh, wow.
I was so sad.
Of course, she murdered her fish.
She murdered the family fish.
Bacon bits?
Bacon bits like a dumbass.
Of everything you could give a fish.
Yeah.
Bacon bits?
I think she did it on purpose, you know?
You think she murdered your beta fish?
I think she just wanted to start something.
Oh, you think this was okay. She does like to play the victim.
She does.
Oh no, the fish is dead, guys. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me.
I really tried to do something good.
Yeah. I could see that.
Another little tidbit I was gonna go on was that we did have pet parakeets at some point when I was younger. I like was younger than 13, and one day I just come home and the birds are not in the cage anymore, and I'm like, Mom, what happened to the birds? And she's like, I don't know, something got them. Like, what do you mean something got them?
No, something got him. That's
Like,
crazy.
what do you mean? She was like, I don't know, I came home and they were just dead.
Something got him.
I don't believe her for 1 minute.
You think your mom was like, I'm sick of these fucking birds. She just let them outside.
I do, because I had to beg her for those 2 parakeets. They were so cute.
That's
is why
horrible.
I can't go to PetSmart. I will come home with an animal.
I know. You go to my house and you almost come home with animals.
I've gotten birds, hamsters, gerbils, all the things from the pet store. Except reptiles. We don't get those.
Yeah, she doesn't like the creepy crawlies, which sucks because I do kind of want a turtle.
Turtles are... Here's my thing with it.
Those are reptiles?
I know. But here's my thing with like any kind of aquatic terrarium. It is such a bitch to clean.
Whoa.
And like you do, even if you have filters in there, you do have to clean it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like the temperament in which you have to keep the environment is so much more fragile than something like a hamster cage.
That's true. No, you're right.
If the water's pH is off at all, it fucking kills everything in it.
Yeah.
You know? Like little things like that.
I get that.
But they're dope. They are dope.
Yeah. I'm not like a very responsible pet owner either. I'm not responsible in general.
Yeah, the sentence should have ended earlier, but go on.
You're right. So I just like in my head I want a turtle, but I know if I got a turtle, I'd be sick of it in a month.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't get them. I felt like I was in a very privileged position growing up where most of my grandparents owned a plethora of animals.
Right.
And so when my parents were both working when I was growing up, over the summer when I didn't have school, I used to just live with my grandparents for 3 months straight. So we would just live there because my mom and dad both work essentially 12-hour shifts at the same time. So they'd be gone 12 hours a day. And if we weren't at school, then they didn't want to have to hire a babysitter full time. Because usually like when school, like from 4 to bedtime, they were like, all right, I'm the older brother. They were like, all right, Gavin can put everybody to bed, you know, and then we'll take them to school in the morning.
Yeah.
But like over the summer, it was like, nope, we're shipping them off somewhere. They're going to get in trouble if they just have the whole house to themselves all the time. So growing up with my grandma, she used to have gerbils, parakeets, ferrets, parrots, goats, horses. They had some snakes for a while, chicken coops, wild dogs, wild cats. Like they had everything out there. And because my grandparents were old and I wasn't, I had to fucking help take care of all that shit.
Sounds so fun.
And that's why to this day I don't like bunnies, I don't like goats, I don't like chickens, I don't like ferrets, I don't like any birds because they're all a pain in the ass to keep up with when that's what you do every day all day.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't take care of was the horses.
Horses are pretty cool.
I just don't fuck with horses like that. They're so dumb. We're getting way off track. But anyway, so yeah, fuck birds. I'm with this guy, dude. I fuck birds.
Back to the story.
Yeah, sorry. Lock in.
I killed my first crow when I was 9. I wish I could say it was an accident, but that'd be a lie. I'd been watching it for about a week. It came to our yard around the same time each morning. I knew it was the same crow because of the white blotch around one of its eyes, almost like some kind of birthmark. It would hop around, peck at the dirt for a bit, and then fly away. I'm not sure why it kept up this routine. It wasn't like we were leaving food out for it or anything. One day, for whatever reason, I decided to pick up a stone and throw it at it. I missed, only succeeding in scaring the poor thing off. I didn't expect to see it again, but lo and behold, the next morning as I looked out the kitchen window, there it was, right on schedule. I ran out, got another rock, threw it at it, and off it flew, only to come back the following day. We kept this dance going pretty much throughout the whole summer. In hindsight, I think I understand why I wanted to hurt it so badly. I was jealous. Unlike it, I couldn't just fly away whenever I wanted. I was stuck here, confined to the ground. Confined to this hellhole of a house. It was as if it knew that and came back every day just to taunt me. Inevitably, the stone did find its mark. I was just as surprised as the bird when I finally managed to hit it mid-takeoff, sending it back down to the ground. There it continued to thrash and flap around, but try as it might, it couldn't get airborne again. One of its wings didn't seem to be cooperating. After a while, I gave up and just sat there in the middle of the sunburnt grass, its chest puffing and deflating, its head swiveling in all directions. I grabbed the largest of the lawn ornaments scattered throughout the backyard, lifted it with both hands, and slowly walked it over to my wounded 𝐒𝐿𝐴. The bird stayed put. It definitely saw me coming, but for whatever reason, didn't even try to move away. I raised the hefty porcelain rabbit halfway over my head, and using every ounce of force my skinny little arms could generate, brought its full weight back down to the helpless creature, over and over. I don't like this. There was so much blood. I could feel its warmth on my hands and face as it sprayed after every impact.
I can say this like firsthand from like going like bird hunting. They don't have that much blood.
That's what I was thinking too.
There's not a ton of blood like when you like smash, at least with like most like ducks and pheasant and quail, especially quail, such a small bird. There's really not that much blood in them. And also, didn't he just say he was like confined to the poor little house? But here he is going outside beating an animal to death in front of it. Like he's not that locked in.
I don't know. Only once I was done pulverizing the crow into a glistening mass of broken bones and feathers did I realize it didn't make me feel any better. I was still just as angry, just as sad, only now there was a layer of guilt on top of it all. Suddenly I heard my mom call me from the inside of the house and my whole body froze. She shouted for me to go upstairs and get my stuff ready since Dad was coming to pick me up in an hour. I get it, brother. Divorced parents suck.
His mommy and daddy split up, so he's going to go take his anger out on a fucking animal? Okay.
Yeah, no excuse for this, though.
Psycho.
This is how serial killers start.
I think, I think that's what's happening, dude.
I didn't even look back. I just responded with an uneven, okay. Guilt turned into panic. In hindsight, I could have just put the ornament back where I found it, maybe wiped off the blood, and nobody would have been the wiser. My mom hardly ever went into the backyard anymore, and even if she did, she probably would have assumed that a stray cat was responsible for the mess. But in my 9-year-old brain, that wasn't enough.
9 years old smashing a fucking animal to death?
Yeah.
At least he felt some guilt, allegedly. Like, there's some remorse. Not completely apathetic, I guess.
And this is all in hindsight as well.
Yeah. Don't you regret asking to read this one?
A little. My mind was cycling through progressively more hopeless scenarios. If my mom found out, she'd tell Dad, and what if he stopped coming over? What if the neighbor kids saw it and blabbed to everyone at school? They'd think I was an even bigger weirdo than they already did. The lump in my throat grew larger. My eyes fell back down to the bird and what remained of it. Conflicting emotions wriggled like worms in my gut. Then an unspeakable thought emerged. I could eat it.
Can you give that delivery straight to the camera?
I could eat it.
That was beautiful. Thank you. That one's going in the spank bank.
Why?
Keep reading.
The impulse was primal, almost instinctive, stemming from the same raw envy that led me to this gruesome act in the first place. But in a twisted way, it did make sense. I mean, no one batted an eye when Granddad used to take me fishing. Even though we caught and killed the fish, it was all good because we ate them afterward, right? Killing isn't bad when it's done for food. Animals do it all the time and we don't judge them for it. I reached out, fingers trembling, and turned the limp body over to reveal its sleek ebony feathers, matted in crimson. There was almost a metallic scent emanating from it as I picked it up off the ground. No shit, Sherlock, that's fucking blood. I had to chew through each one individually. Forcing the first piece down was tough. What the fuck is this?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually really enjoying this story so far. Can I say, and I actually completely rationalize with his thinking.
I mean, like...
That makes total sense to me.
I mean, you want to make the argument about animals eat animals, we eat chickens, cows, whatever. But we have society now, okay? And there are just some things that aren't normal anymore because we have evolved as humans and we just don't do shit like that anymore.
I have a counter argument, but continue.
It's just not normal.
I think
you hear serial killers all the time talk about how all of their first kills were these random birds, squirrels, cats, whatever. Rarely do you hear them eat them, though.
That's new. But what I'm going to say is, I think his rationalization is right. It's just his initial feelings that compelled him to kill is what makes this bad. If this was just like, because I'll be honest, as a kid, maybe, I don't think I was 9, but maybe like 11, 12, you take like a BB gun and you shoot like a squirrel with it. And then you kind of like feel guilty because like part of you is like, and maybe this is just guy brain shit. Maybe girls won't understand this. But like as a guy, you like see an animal and you're like, I wonder if I have the strength to kill it. Because there's a part of you that's like, not like I'm getting off on this or like, oh, I really want to cause something harm. But I think like as a growing young boy, there's a part of you that's sort of still primal of like, if it came to it, do I have it in me to kill something for survival?
It's a bird. You know?
We eat birds. What's your point?
But, like, we know that we can kill birds.
No. Not is it possible to kill the bird. Do I have the courage within me to kill something for survival? Yeah, we can kill birds. But what I'm saying is, and this is what I mean by girl brain stuff, you may not get this like a guy does, but I think there's every guy within him wants to know or test themselves to see if they're capable of being able to kill something for survival.
Here's the thing. If you're doing it for survival, that's one thing, right?
Yeah.
It's coming after you. You're in the woods, starving, hungry. You're going to die unless you fucking kill something. That mental shift is different than just this fucker in his backyard.
Yeah.
So, like, those things I don't think can measure to each other.
No, what I'm trying to say is this dude's justification for it, wrong. He did bad. Psycho killer vibes. What I'm saying is I think that there are a lot of young men that do similar things but for different reasons.
Okay.
I've killed small animals not because I like to or I get off on it or I want to take my anger out on it. I think I've killed small animals to see that if I needed to ever in a situation, I could do it. I have the strength to. It's a self-test. A rite of passage, if you will. It's like when you're a kid and you see like a really big hole and you're like, I wonder if I can jump over that. And then you like run really fast and you jump over it. And then you're like, okay, I can. It's the same thing. But instead of a hole you're jumping over, it's an animal you kill. And in a lot of cases, me and my friends would shoot animals and we would eat them. And we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. I remember very vividly, we killed this snake one time. We cut its head off. And then we Googled how to skin and eat a snake. And we did it. Just right there. For no other reason than just we had a BB gun and there happened to be a snake in the backyard. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't understand.
This is why you guys pick berries. And this is why the men go out and hunt.
Okay. I'm just getting irritated. I held my breath and bit into the still warm flesh. Its sinewy textures resisted my teeth as blood gushed inside of my mouth. Here's another thing, okay? He's fucking worried about someone finding this, or that he's going to be considered psycho, or he's going to get in fucking trouble. How much more fucking trouble, or how much more psycho do you think that you're going to be viewed as for not just killing this fucking bird, but eating it right there? You know what I mean? If someone was seeing you, now they have even more to fucking say.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Well, no, to touch on that a little bit too, he's like worried about like, oh God, what if one of the other kids from school saw me kill this thing?
Also, this is not an action suitable for feeling guilty. You know? Like, he's saying that, like, he felt a little bit of guilt. Eats it. What?
Well, that's what he's saying. It's okay to kill something if you eat it. Now, granted, most people pluck the feathers, remove the bone, wash the meat, and then eat it. Or, sorry, and then cook it, and then eat it. I've never known anyone to bite straight into a bird.
Its taste was foreign, tangy. It was neither pleasant nor unpleasant. It just was. Strips of stringy tissue clung stubbornly to the carcass.
Ooh.
I had to chew through each one individually. Forcing the first piece down was tough. It slid down my throat like a thick, sluggish rope. With no choice but to continue my fucking asshole.
Ew.
I tore off another piece, ligaments stretching, protesting as I yanked it away. Each chew echoed in my ears, a sickening squelch against the backdrop of chirping insects and rustling leaves, as if nature itself were holding its breath in disbelief. And it wasn't the only one. Jacob, what the hell are you doing? I dropped my kill. Yo!
That was a skill.
And snapped back to see, I dropped my kill and snapped back to see my parents standing at the edge of the yard. Their faces were a mask of disbelief and revulsion as I stared at them, my mouth full of raw meat and feathers. A trail of hot blood dripped down my chin. That's how it started. The next time I ate a crow... Oh my, what? We're just getting into it.
He said, that's how it started. The next time I ate a crow, he's nostalgic, like he's looking back on it fondly.
I wanted to know what happened after his parents found him.
Hey, you know what? I'll say this. He took a 7-year gap. Good for him.
We're not giving this guy any credit.
Okay.
I was 16. I spotted it at a park and immediately knew it was the one. Its feathers were deep, rich black, like charcoal, and its beak had an unusual shape, curving subtly inward at the tip.
Inward?
Inward. Whether as a result of some old injury or that's just how it grew, I'm no bird expert. You should be! So I can't really say. All I know was that it made my mouth water just looking at it.
Wow. Okay.
I want to stab this guy. This time my hunting method was a tad more refined. I lured the creature to the ground with some food, and while it was busy snacking, I ambushed it with the rim of my tennis racket. It took several hits to fully incapacitate it, and then I ended its suffering with a quick stomp to the head. I didn't want it to struggle. That was never the point. I'm not some sicko sadist. I just needed it dead.
What the fuck?
If I had a more painless and effective way to do it, I would have gone for that. I looked around and, ensuring I had no audience, knelt beside the lifeless bird.
Why did he check after he killed it? He kills the bird and then looks around like, shit, hope nobody saw that. Fucking idiot.
I don't know. The smell was unappetizing but also intoxicating. Blood and earth. Each whiff igniting something within me. I don't know what it was, but it felt right. As I sank my teeth into the stringy, warm flesh, the familiar metallic tang spilled across my tongue. The initial resistance of sinew gave way, and my incisors severed through muscle, stretching and snapping like a taut rubber band. I clamped down harder. My teeth started to ache as they hit bone. I tried to bite off its head, but it was both way too hard and way too messy, so I stuck to chewing through the soft middle part. Probably the worst part of the whole experience was the bits of intestines that kept getting stuck between my molars. When I was finished, I buried what was left and went home like nothing ever happened. Normal day. Indulging my eccentric compulsion became a lot easier once I was old enough to legally purchase a firearm. I honestly didn't know how I haven't gotten sick yet. I wish you had. I wish you had. I've tried cooking the meat, but it just isn't the same. I know what I'm doing can't be healthy, but then again, we all have our vices. Some people smoke, others rely on alcohol to dull the pain of daily existence. I just happen to enjoy munching on raw crows from time to time. In the grand scheme of self-destructive habits, I'd say mine is pretty manageable, other than one thing. I've had a pretty normal life up until recently. I graduated, went to college, got a job, a wife, and a mortgage. A girl married this motherfucker? Okay. We were even talking about trying for a kid once we're a bit more financially stable. She obviously had no clue about my quirky little habits. Over the past few weeks, I've been toying with the idea of telling her, but I guess it's too late now. Yesterday, the boss let us off earlier than usual. Most of my coworkers headed out for drinks, but I was really looking forward to going home and surprising the wife. Maybe taking her out on a nice long drive across town like we used to. But when I pulled into our driveway, I immediately sensed something was wrong. All the lights were off. The front door was hanging open, swaying in the cold December wind. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the lock was broken. Heart racing, I rushed inside. The darkness welcomed me back with indifference. I called out for my wife. The echo of her name hung in the still air, but only silence answered. My eyes darted around, searching for any signs of life, any movement whatsoever. That's when I heard it. A grotesque cacophony of caws and wet gurgles. It led me deeper into the bowels of the house. Ew, brother. Where the light from a broken window spilled onto the floor. The dreadful scene it illuminated shattered my entire world. There, sprawled across our kitchen, among the jagged beams of steel and fragmented glass, was Rachel. Her head hung at an awkward angle, her lifeless eyes wide and glassy as they bored into me. Hunched over her was something I'm having a hard time describing even now. Hairless and pink, its leathery skin extends over a body that's disturbingly humanoid, yet incorrect. It has a torso, shoulders, and legs that seemed only partially formed, reminiscent of an oversized premature fetus. Instead of arms, it has a pair of stunted wings lacking feathers, and its skull is shaped like that of a crow, though disproportionately large for its scrawny frame. I just stood there, helpless and watching as it probed Rachel's mangled remains with its beak. Part of me wanted to lash out at the thing, grab the nearest... Oh, no. Grab the nearest chair and beat it to a bloody pulp, but at the same time I couldn't fully bring myself to hate it for what it had done. It's okay if you eat it after, right? The circle of life and all of that. I may be a freak, perhaps not entirely right in the head, but I'll be damned if I add hypocrite onto that. It's still there in the kitchen, picking at my wife's dead body. I'm waiting for it to finish. I have my 9mm on my lap and a hatchet ready. I'll update you guys on how it tastes.
This story is me. I wrote this story. I've just got it here on my lap, babe. Right here. I'm going to be honest. Big fan of that one.
0 out of 10.
That one was great.
0 out of 10.
I've got to say, the way that Morning Owl describes eating a raw carcass like that is so descriptive that I think he's done it before. Like, the way he describes biting into its stomach and it's like the sinew being like tough to like chew through and the intestines getting stuck in his... It's like he's done it before and he's describing it. It's well written. You may not like the subject matter, but that is a well written story.
It was well written. It was easy to read. That's all I'm giving it.
The only thing that I didn't like was the ending.
Sure.
Like, it kind of felt... I think I would have personally liked it better if, like, it was a little bit more realistic in, like, he comes home and his wife is dead and there are literal crows picking at her corpse. You know?
Not like this weird...
Yeah, not like the supernatural, like, post-irony bad guy, but, like he comes home and she's, like, accidentally died in the backyard. Like, she slipped and hit her head. And then there's just, like, a swarm of crows picking at her.
Mm-hmm.
I like that as far as, like, a full circle rather than this, because it felt realistic as fuck until about the last paragraph. Still good, though. I like it. It's a very interesting creature. It's a very fun bad guy that it portrays there.
The writer is the bad guy.
The writer? You mean like the narrator?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's the bad guy. That's what I mean. Like, it would have been nice if it was like a... I guess it's not poetic justice, because technically it's somebody else who was dead and being eaten by crows.
He didn't even give a shit that his wife was dead.
Yeah, that too. But what's even funnier to me is he's like letting it finish eating. He's like, I'm not going to shoot it yet. I'll wait for him to get done eating and then I'll shoot and eat it.
Yeah, I'll let him fuck my wife up.
Yeah.
And then eat him, which means he'll be eating his wife.
Ew. That, I didn't realize. You're right. That is what that means. Dude, I'm sorry, dude. Good ass story, man. I really enjoyed that one. I loved how visceral that was. I mean, visceral's the perfect word for it, don't you think?
Sure.
She's mad at me like I wrote the fucking story. Like,
I'm not mad at you.
you fucking seem mad. I'm gonna read.
I am mad.
I'm gonna read some comments. If we can get to them here. Yeah, I think that deserves an... I'd give that an 8 or 9.
I drop it to 5.
This one's from the author. Hey all, author here. This will probably be my last short-form horror story, at least for the foreseeable future, so I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to do something a little bit different, not sure what's up with the formatting. Oh, okay. Tenet says, here I thought a whole bunch of crows would go after the narrator. Well done on surprising me. 10 out of 10. Derpy, probably tasted like pigeon, but gamier. He's probably right. Angst at midnight, pleasantly disturbing. Spectral Fox 11 gets hungry, has no food. You know, I may not have any food, but there's a crow's nest outside. And you know, them crows, man, they just really hit different. A lot of people just complimenting it, making jokes. I liked it, dude. I eat crows, dude. Well done, Mr. Owl. That one was fun. I like that. You didn't like that? What didn't you like? The animal maiming, or did you like not like how specific it was about the gore?
I'm fine with gore. It's just that context makes me mad.
Yeah. I mean, I shot a bunch of quail and we ate that.
It would be one thing if it was like, you know, out of survival, not a psychopath, not someone normalizing it.
Well, he didn't think it was normal, clearly.
He didn't think that it was so abnormal that maybe he shouldn't.
That's true.
It just made me mad.
It's interesting, too, because he says at some point in the story, and I'm just mentioning this because I'm a gun loser, but he's like, I ended up buying a 9mm, or I bought my first gun or whatever, like implying that he's going to like kill more crows, but like you'd want like a 22 or something to kill a crow with. You wouldn't shoot it with a 9mm. That would fuck it up too bad.
That's fair.
You probably want something smaller. Or honestly, a BB gun would probably be better for crow.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was a pretty good story, dude. I like that one a lot, actually. Damn, we're at 41 minutes on one story. Damn.
Well, chat.
All right, chat. We got a bit of a doozy here for you. We've got ourselves an Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for insulting my sister's conception? It's a weird thing to have an opinion on. All right, early predictions. Do you think she'll be the asshole?
I
think she will be.
Then I'll go no.
Okay. I, female 19, was adopted when I was less than a year old. My parents have 3 biological kids. Jen 26, Mike 20, and Tammy 24. Okay, so she's the youngest. Jen and Mike have always treated me like a regular sibling, and we get along really well. Tammy, though, has always been kind of distant. I've never really understood why. We've all been raised the same and treated equally. But Tammy's made comments over the years like, I'm not a real family member, and I wouldn't understand because I'm not actually related to them. What makes it more confusing is that Tammy isn't fully related either. My parents were on a break after Jen was born, and my mom had a fling with a random guy. She got pregnant with Tammy, and the guy left. He later got into drugs and wasn't really around. My dad adopted Tammy when she was 3 and has always treated her like his own. She calls him dad, and he's never treated her differently than the rest of us. Mom's a whore. Anyway, recently we were at a baby shower for my cousin. Pretty much the whole family was there. I was sitting at a table with Mike, Jen, and my boyfriend, Simon. Tammy came over pretty drunk. She tends to go overboard at family events. She looked at me and said I shouldn't have even been invited since it was a family-only event, and said I was bold for bringing my boyfriend. Jen brought hers too, by the way. Then she turned to Simon and asked why he was with someone like me anyway, and said he could find a girl that had a real family. Everyone just kind of froze. Simon spoke up first and said he loved me and asked what her problem was. Jen also asked what was going on. I was so thrown off and honestly just done at that point. This is where I might be the asshole. Funny coming from you when you were an accident mom had with a druggy fling. Are you projecting? I mean, you're halfway in the same boat I am. Just because I'm not related to you guys biologically doesn't make me any less part of this family. At least I was intentionally added to this family. Whoa, dude. Fantastic burn. Well said.
I'm glad that she kind of saved it because she came up with something real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's out of bounds for that, dude.
I don't think so either. Good for her.
She ran off crying and screamed. Oh, sorry. Then I added that she should stop talking about my boyfriend when the last time she was in a relationship was middle school. She ran off crying and screamed, I hate you. The room went silent and then slowly everyone went back to normal. Jen told me not to let it get to me and that I was just as much family as anyone. Later, my parents talked to me. They said they didn't agree with Tammy at all, but my mom told me I probably didn't need to bring up her dad. I just said, well, my adoption is a sensitive subject for me too. Now it's been a few days. Tammy hasn't spoken to me, Jen, or Mike. I do feel bad about what I said, not because I don't think I had the right to stand up for myself, but because I know I hit a nerve and it wasn't my kindest moment. I think I might invite her to lunch soon to try to talk things out. I don't want a bad relationship with her forever. Yeah, I don't think she's the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Yeah.
Good for fucking her, dude.
Yeah, my prediction was wrong. It's insane. I don't know. Maybe I could see her sister being a shitty piece of shit if, like, maybe she had gotten adopted at, like, 14, 15, like, later in the teen years. But she was adopted at 1 year old.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And her sister above her was 24. She's 19. So she was only 5 when she got adopted.
Right.
So it's not like she is way older or anything.
I don't know. Maybe just coming from someone who has sibling issues.
Okay.
She does not owe Tammy shit.
No.
Especially, it sounds like she's been dealing with that for a long time.
Yeah.
And in front of other people in the family.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even like a closed door insult type shit. This is just out in the open.
It was humiliating.
Yeah. Not the asshole. Good for you.
Yeah. Honestly, really good for her.
Yeah.
The only thing, and I think the only reason the mom even said anything is because mom kind of caught some flack in that too.
Probably. Well, and similarly to like sibling issues, parents don't like when their kids do not get along.
Well,
they don't want their kids to hate each other.
Yeah, obviously.
So I'm sure there's a bit of peacemaking that the mom feels obligated to do. But they are grown adults.
But it's the mom and not the dad, because the mom's the one who fucked that drug addict.
Right.
So she's like, whoa, you didn't mention that. Like, whoa, chill out. Insult your sister all you want. Don't drag me into it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm saying not the asshole.
Not
man,
the asshole.
Yeah, what a shitty situation, man. You grow up with somebody,
Yeah.
Like, who cares if they're biological or not?
Yeah.
Like, that's, at best, even if you're not related, that's your boy, dude. I grew up with Jonathan since 2nd grade, dude. That's my boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for stopping by the old Delves Inn. Thanks for coming in and staying with us. We hope you come back and spend some more time with us. If you would like to, please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. Kat, what's our question of the day?
What's your favorite season?
Oh. All right, I'll tack on to that. Favorite season, and what's your favorite seasonal thing to do in that season? So if it's like summer, is it go to the beach? If it's fall, is it go to like a corn maze or something? If it's winter, is it to play in the snow? If it's spring, is it to pick apples? Some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We hope to see you.
What's your answer?
Oh, what's my favorite season?
Yeah.
Oh, fall.
And what do you like to do in the fall?
What I really like to do in the fall, honest to God, stand outside and stare at the leaves changing.
It is so pretty.
I'm a big fan, dude. When the summer heat breaks and it starts to get like actually cool outside, but it's not like cold.
Yeah.
I just like to stand outside and look at all the pretty colors.
Love that, like, you can wear anything weather, man.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, like, spring and fall have like the same thing where like that's when it stops being super cold and it starts to warm up. But the spring has pollen that fucks you up, and that's when the bugs start to come out. So I like fall because the bugs are dying and there's no pollen.
Totally.
So I prefer that era as well.
Yeah.
And plus, Halloween and Thanksgiving are like one of my two favorite holidays.
Same.
So, but yeah, what about you?
Fall as well.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite thing to do is go somewhere very scenic and like hike.
Oh, a nice fall hike.
Get to, for the same reason, see the leaves change, but a lot of them. with the scenery in the back, you know.
Yeah, nice autumn breeze going too.
God, yeah.
All right, bye. It's a fake story. It's not real. Slow down. Take a deep breath. It's okay.
You're not helping.
All right, I'll keep my mouth shut.